Good morning. I'm Roger Brainerd, darn good cook. Welcome to What's Cooking. Today we're going to be making coleslaw. There are as many coleslaw recipes as there are cooks. There are sweet coleslaws, sour coleslaws, fermented coleslaws, cultured coleslaws. I make a traditional coleslaw, but I have a secret recipe and a couple of ingredients that I think really make it better. After we're done, we're going to take it to a party for a very special 5-year-old and their folks. It'll make a wonderful side dish. Stay with us. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, for our slaw today, what we've got, we have obviously some cabbage. I've got 2 small, tight heads of cabbage. Cabbage can be tight or loose. I kind of like the tight ones. It gives a little bit better texture to the slaw as far as I'm concerned. We have half a large red onion. I like the color. I like the strong flavor of the onion with the cabbage. The cabbage can be a little hot. The onion kind of complements that. We're going to use a few carrots. Since I'm using 2 heads of lettuce, I'm using a few. And the secret ingredient today for our slaw is kale. I'm letting that soak a little bit so it gets nice and firm. The kale adds a beautiful color. It also adds a real nice flavor that complements the cabbage. We're using limes instead of vinegar, which is pretty common. I've got my favorite Himalayan salt and my favorite low ingredient count mayonnaise, Duke's. I don't recommend using a salad dressing or anything sweet. I really do recommend using this because it's the best. I will be using my ancient Cuisinart. You use what you have. You can chop all these things up by hand, but the smaller the chop, the better the results. So I like to use the Cuisinart. I use the top blade so it grates everything up in a very nice edible fashion. Use what you've got. I won't bore you with all the details of that. I'll see you on the other side of the chopping. Alright, here we have our chopped up cabbage, kale, onion, and carrot. That's the 2 of them. You can see we've got a good bit of kale in there. We've got a good bit of carrot. We've got several carrots. The onion, you can smell it. You probably can't smell it on the screen. This is not scratch and sniff yet. Okay. First thing we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit of mayonnaise in there. Now, we're not going to put too much else in there, and we're going to add this in slowly. I like using my Army surplus stainless steel knife. We've got a lot of slaw, so that seems like a lot of mayonnaise, but it really isn't. We're going to start getting this stuff mixed up, though. And while we're here, I don't have too much salt left. You can see that, so we're just going to put the whole thing in there because we want to have something to go with the lemon and the kale. Now, I did have, the limes were kind of hard and a little bit bitter, so I did not get a lot of juice out of them. You can get every last bit of juice out of a lime or a lemon, but start tasting the skin. Not something I like. We want to have this where the mayonnaise is spread around, but you don't really see mayonnaise. Duke's is a very good mayonnaise in that it does a very, very low ingredient count, does not have any sugar. We're using it primarily as an oil, but it has a little salt in it as well. You can see this makes a pretty color. You can smell those onions starting to bloom. Okay, we're going to use our lemon and lime juice. You can see we're using half a cup, 1/3 of a cup. That is one of the main flavor ingredients in this. But the kale in this adds a very, very interesting taste and does not seem to taste like kale when it's with cabbage and carrot and a little bit of onion. So we're going to mix this up very well. And people can add more mayonnaise if they want to at the end. This goes beautifully with steaks, burgers. Goes wonderfully well with a Carolina type barbecue. After I'm done mixing everything up, I usually like to let it rest for a couple hours before I serve it. It lets the flavors blend, lets the salt dissolve, lets the lemon and lime juices get into the other vegetables in a very good way. You can eat it right away, but I like to let it rest in the refrigerator for a couple hours before serving. Experiment around. People put pineapple, apple, raisins, all kind of stuff in slaw. As I said, there's as many slaw recipes as there are cooks. Hope you've had a great day. Thanks for stopping by.